Look, Howie Roseman continues to kill this draft. I understand that a lot of people wanted Kelee Ringo here in the third round for Philadelphia, but I absolutely love what the Eagles did on night one with Jalen Carter at number 9 and Nolan Smith at number 30, and what they've done in the third round, trading back to 65 and taking Tyler Steen, the offensive tackle guard hybrid out of Alabama, and Sidney Brown, the safety out of Illinois. Some people aren't high on this, but I'm going to convince you why. These are great value picks for Philadelphia. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for joining us. Today's show is sponsored by ZBiotics, a product that's absolutely changed my life. Because when you hit me with a lot of super chats, I don't bounce back well the next day. That is until I found ZBiotics. You can get 15% off using the promo code ChatSports at zbiotics.com/chatsports. What is it? It's a pre-alcohol probiotic, and it's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, contrary to popular belief, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, and it's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut, where you need it the most. Drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol. Of course, as always, drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow, like what we've had to do throughout the entire NFL draft. Give ZBiotics a try for yourself by heading to zbiotics.com/chatsports to get 15% off your first order when you use the code ChatSports at checkout. It is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, head to zbiotics.com/chatsports. Use the code ChatSports at checkout for 15% off. Thank you to ZBiotics for making today's show possible. So with the Philadelphia Eagles and Howie Roseman and the draft philosophy here, we know that the Birds like to build inside out. Defensive line, offensive line, of course, you have to find your quarterback. They found their quarterback in Jalen Hurts. That's why they signed him to that long-term contract extension. So in the first round, they go Jalen Carter, great value at number 9. You can make the argument he's the best player in this draft class. Then at number 30, Nolan Smith, one of the better athletes at edge rusher in this draft class. To get those two at those spots, phenomenal value for Philadelphia. Then they go offensive line in Tyler Steen here with their third round pick after they traded back to number 65. A lot of people out there wanted Kelee Ringo, but Tyler Steen is a smart pick at a position of importance and a guy who can impact your football team over the next 4, 5, 6+ years, considering he plays a position that the Eagles really value. He played high-level football at Alabama, and while he was there, he had some positional versatility. He's a 4-year starter at tackle, but he might need to shift to guard in the NFL. And what do you know? After losing Isaac Seumalo in free agency on that lucrative contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have a need at guard. Now, you can play Cam Jurgens at guard for 2023. You put Tyler Steen on the bench, you let Cam Jurgens play guard, but Jason Kelce, the best center in the history of the NFL, is not going to be around forever. So once he retires, Cam Jurgens then slides from right guard to center, and then you have a need at guard. So why not pick a player here who I think comes to Philadelphia with excellent value as a guy who can play guard down the road if you don't need him right now, and then at some point down the future, he has that versatility to play tackle as well. I already have the feeling that a lot of people do not like this pick because they wanted Kelee Ringo, the cornerback out of Georgia. But I want you to be honest with me either way. Grade the pick of Tyler Steen, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down below in the comment section. As for more information on Tyler Steen, I think he has good footwork. I think that when he needs to get out in space on some of those pull blocks, which is imperative with this Eagles offense, he's able to make things happen at that second and third level, in addition to playing in high-level college games under Bill O'Brien, who runs a pro scheme under Nick Saban. His combine pro day pre-draft numbers, he didn't really test in a lot of these categories here. His shuttle 4.59, which is solid. 31 reps of the bench press at 225 pounds. I think that's obviously important because you need that push off at the line of scrimmage. Here's what the Athletic's Dane Brugler had to say about Tyler Steen. He's not really all that high on him, and stay tuned. I'll give you my grades for these prospects as well. Steen tends to forget his feet mid-engagement, but he moves well and looks like a capable NFL player when his hands and his feet match up. He projects as a position-versatile NFL backup with a potential to be more. So you look at some of those words that are used and the overall scouting profile from Dane Brugler, right? He moves well and looks like a capable NFL player when his hands and his feet match up. He projects as a position-versatile NFL backup with the potential to be more. What offensive line coach in the National Football League can extract the best out of Tyler Steen? Which offensive line coach in the NFL can take a guy and maximize his talents who has experience playing tackle and guard and make him a really good player for a guy who played very, very elite football against the best level of competition? We want to rave about how Howie Roseman takes these Georgia players. Tyler Steen played for Alabama. So it's Jeff Stoutland. That's the answer here. He's the best offensive line coach in the NFL, and I firmly believe that he is going to be able to turn Tyler Steen into a very good player. Before we get to the next Eagles pick at 66, this is why you subscribe to the show. We were live for day 1. We're live for day 2. I believe that our NFL draft analysis is up there with anybody out there. We grind, we hustle. I'm from the Philly area, diehard Eagles fan. Why would you go anywhere else for your Eagles draft content or Eagles year-round content? Shoot, we have more than 44,000 subs. That's why you got to subscribe and lock us in. At pick number 66, you think about the Eagles' history, right? As a franchise. At least for me as a 31-year-old. They've always had a really good safety. You had Brian Dawkins, my favorite player of all time. That's why he is the background on my iPhone here. Brian Dawkins is an absolute legend. From Brian Dawkins, you went to Malcolm Jenkins as the next great safety. And then you had C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. You lost Marcus Epps. You had a need at that safety spot. You brought in Terrell Edmonds on a 1-year contract. Reed Blankenship surprised a lot of people who could also start this year at safety. You need a long-term, affordable option at that position. And Sidney Brown can be just that. When I watch him play, I have drawn a lot of pro comparisons of Sidney Brown to Cam Chancellor of the Seattle Seahawks. He has maximized his athletic profile. He is cut as an athlete. He is really, really physical. And this is a guy who has a knack for making big plays in any game because of his instinctual style. It's all backed up by the numbers that he put forward with the Fighting Illini this past year. And Illinois had one of the best defenses in college football. 59 tackles, 6 interceptions. He has a beat for making plays on the football, and he can put his hat on the ball carrier. 7 pass breakups and 1 forced fumble. Tyler Steen and Sidney Brown are not sexy picks by any means for Philadelphia, but they are smart picks for Philadelphia, and that's why I believe Howie Roseman has knocked it out of the park, Bryce Harper style, in this draft through the first couple of rounds. Really good athlete with a ripped frame. He might be only 5'9", but this guy is a weight room warrior. Plenty of experience at Illinois, capped off by those 6 picks in 2022. He is a little bit over-aggressive because sometimes, like a lot of us, he's feeling himself, right? He's trying to make a big play on the football, and he over-pursues at times. So coaching is going to be very, very paramount with Sidney Brown. He has more straight line speed than agility, but solid enough athleticism here. The athletic Steen Brugler on Sidney Brown, he needs to shore up his tackling skills and discipline for NFL box duties. But he is an instinctive player while playing at full speed and leaves everything he has on the field. His value for an NFL team will be as a core special teamer and rotational sub-package box safety. I think that he can become, frankly, more than an NFL special teamer. But what did you love about that scouting profile there? Sidney Brown is a guy who leaves everything on the football field. And if we're talking about an organization and a fan base that loves Brian Dawkins, that loves Malcolm Jenkins, 2 safeties very versatile, and some of the good safeties back in the day who played for Buddy Ryan, right? You're going to like how Sidney Brown plays the game of football. And you look at some of the pre-draft testing numbers. We're talking about a guy who's a freak athlete, who ran a 4.47 40-yard dash, who bench pressed 225 pounds 23 times. This guy, a freak show. And I'm telling you, you might not be familiar with them, but Eagles fans really going to like Sidney Brown. So with the Eagles and the picks that they have made so far here, Trizzy, my right-hand man, my fucking guy here, all of you, my people, Jalen Carter at number 9, great value pick. Nolan Smith at number 30, good value pick. Position of importance, offensive guard, offensive tackle. Looking now and into the future in Tyler Steen and Sidney Brown, another position of importance and a position that Eagles fans really like, safety, with back-to-back picks here in the 3rd round. My draft grade for the Eagles here, with Steen and Sidney Brown, both of those picks together, I think both of them combined are a B grade. I think that Howie Roseman is continuing to kill this NFL draft. Are you with me? Let me know down in the comments section what you think about what the Eagles have done. Who do you want the Eagles to draft next? Let me know down in the comment section. A break and picks for Philadelphia, as we talked about here on the show. Let me know down below. And Trace, can we take a look at the best players available as of right now, as of this recording? It is 9:46 Eastern Time on day 2 of the NFL Draft. Best players available here, just in general. Darnell Washington, the tight end out of Georgia, he's sliding down draft boards because of a knee issue. Clark Phillips, the cornerback out of Utah. Trenton Simpson, the linebacker out of Clemson. Josh Downs, the wide receiver out of UNC. Keely Ringo, still on the board, the quarterback out of Georgia. Some people have some character concerns about him. DeJuan Jones, as of right now, the offensive tackle out of Ohio State, still free, but it's pretty telling that the Eagles took Tyler Steen over DeJuan Jones. You have Adebawore out of Northwestern, Deion Henley out of Washington State, and then lastly, Tyler Scott, Antonio Johnson, Devon Achane, who I had mocked to the Eagles here in the 3rd round. He is still on the board too, and then Cedric Tillman, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. So those are the best players available as of right now. We appreciate all of you for making our draft coverage a part of your weekend. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now, folks. We're crushing it here on the show. Who else is giving you this type of draft analysis? And I've called a lot of these picks. I said the Eagles were going to try to trade up for Jalen Carter. I said that Nolan Smith was in play. I talked about Steen and Sidney Brown. Eagles make those picks. Let us know down below. We appreciate y'all for tuning into the show.